Good evening, my dear brothers and sisters. This evening, I'm recording this reflection on crowning of thorns in advance for our first Saturday devotion. The reason why I'm a bit gloomy is because some of you whom I have contact with, you know, as a priest, I have requested some of you to pray for my dad. He had undergone an operation 2 days back, and the news that I get from India is not that pleasing. He's not responding well to the medicines, and doctors are suggesting that there's a tendency to have a stroke, and he's not responding to the medicines. So please keep him in prayer, and that is my request before I share my reflection on the crown of thorns. So this evening, as we are gathering and very specially honoring our Blessed Mother, the topic given to me is to share a reflection on crown of thorns. In the Bible, in 3 of the Gospels, this narration of crowning of Jesus is depicted. And all these events are leading to crucifixion. And early church fathers say the incident of crowning of thorns is an instrument of passion, and it is done to cause Jesus immeasurable pain and also to mock his claim of authority that he is Son of God. And when I was preparing this homily, I was reading through the commentaries, and something came to my mind which my dad shared with me, even though he's in the hospital and he's struggling with the medicines. He was an army officer in the Indian Army. And at the age of 20, when he joined the Indian Army in 1970, we had a war between India and Pakistan. And during the war, the Indian soldiers were asked to dug trenches so that they can be on the ground protected. So all these Indian soldiers as a group, they were asked to dug trenches to protect themselves from the attack of the enemies. And he had to witness 2 of his colleagues who got shot from the enemy and later on died in the war field. And as a young boy, a young man at the age of 20, when he shared this incident to me as a youngster, he said, at the age of 20, I dedicated my life to Mother Mary. And he prayed to Mother, I have a family back home. I have a dad, mom, brothers and sisters. I offer my life to you, Mother. You do according to your plan. So that was the first incident that he shared. And again, 3 years before his retirement in 1996, he was in the Bangladesh border. And my dad was an officer in the wireless department. Usually when there is an attack, the enemy attacks the wireless department first. So that particular evening, my dad was in duty with a friend. And at the time of his prayer, he said, I'm just going to the tent to get my rosary. And the moment that he went to the rosary, He spent some time. When he came back, his colleague who was at night duty was shot dead. And these two incidents he always said to me as the protection of Blessed Mother. And he always said, even before the operation when I called him, he said, if Mother is calling me back, I'm ready to go. And I was relating this particular theme with what my dad has witnessed in his life. There definitely, being a priest, I left the house 20 years back, but still, just like any of you, when we hear about our parents, when they are struggling, when they are sick, we get emotional. And that is exactly what I am facing now. And when I think about the suffering of Jesus, when he took the crown of thorns, he took it for me. He took it for you, for our sins. He was mocked, he was tortured, and he was taken to the cross. And when all this happened, Blessed Mother was there with him, witnessing it. And if anyone of you have watched the movie Passion of Christ, we know the intensity of it. Every time when he falls with the cross, Our Lady was shedding tears. And definitely there will be suffering, sorrows, sicknesses in our life. And definitely there will be time that we have to undergo these emotions. And as devotees of Blessed Mother, as we are making this first Saturday devotion, I think this is the best thing I can tell to you. No matter whether you are a priest, no matter whether you are a consecrated person, no matter whether you are single or married, we all should undergo this process of trials and temptations and pain and suffering. And when we compare our pains with the cross, with the suffering that Jesus took for me and for you, it is nothing. In the book of Revelation, there is a beautiful passage which gives consolation for all of us. Book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 10 and 9 and 10. And John is saying, the revelation was given, write this to the angel of the church in Smyrna. I know your trials, I know your poverty, yet remember, you are rich. Do not be afraid of what is going to happen to you. Do not be afraid of what is going to happen to you. Devil will put you into prison. And it is just to test you. And all the sufferings, all the pains are just to test you. And John is saying, remain faithful even to the point of death. No matter what is happening to you, remain faithful even to the point of death. And I will give you the crown of life. So that is the promise. You will never wear the crown of thorns, but you will wear the crown of life. So in order to receive the crown of life, there will be temptations around us, persecutions, sufferings. Remain faithful to the point of death. And this evening, I think this is what Jesus is telling us, Mother Mary is telling us. Your sufferings, your pain, leave it to me. Keep it to the cross of Jesus, and definitely, you will receive the crown of life. So, as I said, please let us offer all those people who are suffering, all those who are sick, all those who have cancer, all those who are in isolation, in care homes, hospice care, everyone, let us offer all their sufferings to Blessed Mother and to the cross of Jesus. He will take care of you and He will give you the crown of life. May God bless you, my dear brothers and sisters. Have a blessed evening.